Hey everybody, it's Aaron. I recorded a video and then I realized it wasn't recording properly, so I'm going to do this again. So we're going to question Revelation 14, and we're going to ask you some questions. And when do you think Revelation 14 is actually happening in the timeline of the trib? And I think most people would agree that when you read the book of Revelation, you would, if you just read it front to back, you kind of leave going, what in the world did I just read? And if many of us who have read it many times and read through the Bible, most people would agree that Revelation is not necessarily in order. All the chapters are almost mumbled and jumbled and all over the place. It's kind of like what would happen is John saw all these things on the island when he wrote Revelation, and so he was looking at two different scenes essentially. He was looking at heavenly scenes and earthly scenes at the same time, and just trying to make sense of it all, and just trying to write it down and go, okay, I saw this in heaven, I saw this in earth, I saw this and I saw that, I saw the bowls, saw the trumpets, saw the seals, saw all these things. Just write it all down and put it in a book, and that's it. So my point is, just because Revelation 14 is written after Revelation 13 doesn't necessarily mean that those events happen after Revelation 13. So I'm certainly not saying that I'm a professional at the Revelation. I am not, but we can get answers if we have questions. So this video is more of a question video, and so let's read Revelation 14 with fresh eyes, assuming that it could be at any moment in the trib, just for now, and then we'll try and put it in the right spot with our best guess based on our knowledge. So here we go. So Revelation 14, I'll zoom in a bit here, and okay, so what's seen is Revelation 14. Then I looked, and behold, a lamb standing on Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his Father's name written on their foreheads. And I heard a voice from heaven, like the voice of many waters. Okay, this to me seems like the heavenly scene. Okay, heaven. Here's earth, here's heaven. And if you read further in Revelation 14, we are talking about heaven. Like a voice of many waters and the voice of a loud thunder. And I heard the sound of harpists playing their harps. They sang as it were a new song before the throne. Okay, this sounds like a really happy place to be right now. That's the place I want to be. Before the four living creatures and the elders, and no one could learn that song except the 144,000 who were redeemed from earth. These are the ones who were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. These are the ones who follow the Lamb wherever he goes. These were redeemed from among men, being firstfruits to God and to the Lamb. And in their mouth was found no deceit, for they are without fault before the throne of God. So we've got a heavenly scene here, for sure. In my opinion, anyway. We have a heavenly scene. Doesn't sound like this right now. We've got this happy scene. John's looking up like, oh, look at all those guys jamming on their harps. That looks like a really awesome place to be. Okay, next verse. And we have a little bit of a different scene here. I saw another angel flying in the midst of heaven. And this is where my question is, what part of tribulation do you think these three angels are doing these actions or making these proclamations? Okay, so let's read it, and then maybe we can take a guess at when this happens. Okay, so then I saw another angel flying in the midst of heaven, having everlasting gospel to preach to those who dwell on the earth. All right, so we've got this earth thing here. Okay, earth, heaven to earth, to every nation, tribe, tongue, and people, saying with a loud voice, fear God, give him glory, for the hour of his judgment has come. And so we've got this gospel message, which is Jesus Christ. The gospel is Jesus Christ. He died for your sins. That's the gospel. Okay, so this angel is basically telling people about Jesus, finishing the work, also making a proclamation that the hour of his judgments has come. The hour of his judgment has come. And we know in Revelation 3, when it's talking about the church of Philadelphia, I'll keep you from that hour of trial. And so for the hour of his judgment has come, he's declaring that the hour has begun. And so here I'll get that other passage. Revelation 3:10, because you have kept my command to preserve, I also will keep you from the hour of trial, which shall come upon the whole world to test those who dwell on the earth. We go back to Revelation 14. It's declaring that the hour of his judgment has come. Okay, all right. So we've got the gospel message, Jesus Christ. We've got the declaration that the hour has started. Okay, and then we have this second angel saying, Babylon is fallen, has fallen. a great city, because she has made all the nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And fornication is idolatry, the worship of other gods. And we won't get into that too much, but yeah, it's essentially idolatry. It's anti-God. It's evil. It's corruption. It's all sorts of bad things, and which is tied to Babylon. If you read Babylon, it uses that word again. And so, anyway, Babylon is fallen. This sinful place has fallen. And then we've got this third angel. A third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, "If anyone worships the beast and his image, and receives his mark on his forehead or on his hand, he himself shall also drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out full strength into the cup of his indignation. He shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascends forever and ever, forever and ever." This is a really big warning, and it's an important warning. So let's recap. We've got the gospel message of Jesus Christ at a time, probably at a time where they can still actually receive this message, okay? We've got a declaration that the hour of judgment has come. We have a statement that Babylon is fallen, and we have a warning not to get the mark of the beast and worship its image, okay? Again, we've got the gospel. We've got the hour of trial being declared. We've got Babylon is fallen, and we've got a warning about the mark of the beast. Okay. So let's get our questions going now. When would this likely take place? Assuming that we did not read Revelation 13, we didn't read Revelation 15, we're just looking at this in contextually as we understand this whole trib layout. Would these angels be warning and declaring, would they be telling people about the gospel of Jesus here? Would they say that the hour of trial starts here at the end of trib? This is my timeline. Would they be warning about the mark of the beast at the end? I don't think so. I don't think so. What do you think? Because the mark of the beast is, as most understand it, to be a big deal in the midpoint. And so if you're giving out a warning about the mark of the beast over here, and it's a little bit late for the warning, isn't it? And if you've gotten the mark of the beast and you've worshipped his image, you're irredeemable. You're toast. So what's the point of the warning over here? So is it likely there? In my humble opinion, I don't think so. What do you think? Is it at the halfway point, which I'm speculating right now to be Passover? But, ignore these dates for now. I'm just trying to use a graph to explain my point here. So is it at the halfway point where they are doing the Jesus gospel message, they're warning against the mark of the beast, and declaring that Babylon is fallen? Well, the thing with this, again, at this point, if we understand that most people will either have it at this point and be killed for their faith, why wait for this point to give the warning? For me, in my humble opinion, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense that it's here. I think it makes a lot of sense that it's near the beginning of trib, somewhere near the beginning of trib. But you tell me what you think. It makes sense if we go over those three angels saying basically those four different things. It really fits here. So let's go back to the Revelation 14 and just recap it one more time. It makes sense to declare the gospel at the beginning of the trib. It makes sense to declare that the hour of judgment has come at the beginning of the trib. It makes sense that they're giving a warning for the mark of the beast before the mark of the beast is actually implemented. That would be a merciful thing for God to do that. Makes a lot of logical sense. And so if all those things make a lot of logical sense to be at the beginning, Babylon is fallen, that makes sense that that's at the beginning as well. So in my humble opinion, these things happen at the beginning of trib. Now, I'm going to try and keep an open mind and try and understand this in a better way. But this is pretty crucial for us to get to the bottom of this and figure this out. Because if Babylon is fallen, then that's the reason for the sudden destruction, and that's the reason for the rapture. So if Babylon is fallen, somewhere over here, somewhere many days before the trib, or then those angels can fly around and do what they were saying in Revelation 14, and so on. So let me know your thoughts on that. We'll get so many opinions on who Babylon is and when it's destroyed and all these kinds of things. And believe me, I don't feel like I've got it 100% yet, but I do feel like if we just use some logic here too, and we're going to go and bounce around the Bible, of course, with these studies, but makes a whole lot of logical sense that Babylon falls near the beginning. And so anyway, and then that will usher in the new world order, the new kingdom, the new system for the Antichrist to rule. And so with that being said, study and think about it and ponder it and read the scriptures, and we'll go from there. Okay, I love you guys all. Go Jesus go, see in the clouds, one day closer. Oh yeah.